For primary residence, if you're going to do the house hack model, if you can, look for a home that has an auxiliary apartment, an accessory apartment, a basement apartment, a mother-in-law apartment before a duplex. A duplex, you have to pay more money for because it's an elastic market. You could get a good deal on a duplex, but the reality is if you can get something that is an unofficial part of the house that you can rent out with a lower designation, usually you can find those hiding in the market. And there's so many ways to turn a house into 2 incomes instead of 1. But also it doesn't have to have that, because if you're single, let's say, you can just rent out the rooms to other people. If you're married, then yeah, find something a little bit more like a duplex, or all the way up to a 4-plex where you live in 1 unit and you rent the other 3. All of those are smart moves. Also, we've produced a number of courses on how to get really insane good deals on the house. And would I get a huge discount on a property that wasn't as pretty as what I hoped to buy? Yeah, I would choose that sweat equity. When you don't have money, you want to make sacrifices. It's the people that can't master the single skill that never financially get ahead in life. It's called pay yourself first. You should be paying yourself 20%. So if I have a paycheck coming in every week for $1,000, 200 of that comes off the top to me, and it goes in an account that I'm going to set aside for my future. I'm going to invest in a program. I'm going to invest in a mentor. I'm going to invest in a network, or I'm going to put it in a something or a property that's going to give me money. People that invest in themselves and in assets their entire life win. The people that live paycheck to paycheck lose. By the way, if you're paycheck to paycheck, you need to get, I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it out loud. Go get Dave Ramsey's Money Makeover book, and you need to do a teardown and a rebuild, and you got to cancel a whole bunch of stuff that you can't afford and pay for. And like, none of us are meant to live check to check. If you're check to check, no, I don't care how high inflation is or how hard it is out there, like, you've got to start the game as a pincher so that you can end the game wealthy, because you got to create a gap of money that you can apply towards something that you can eventually invest. And so for many of you, the first 5 years is not looking like you're getting ahead, but you're saving. And then the next 5 years is you did a property. And then 5 years later, you have 2. And 5 years later, you have 5. And then 5 years later, you have 30. And eventually you wind up rich. It's got this tail where it's not exciting the first decade. The second decade is super exciting. The third decade is insane. That's a smart way to play the game.